Hello there, I'm Colin.
Hi, I'm Roma. Welcome to Messing About with a Narrowboat.
So we're up at the boat today. It's
No, it's the 9th of
9th
January.
of January. It is freezing. It's
Absolutely.
0 degrees centigrade. It's really cold, but the boat is out of the water. There's been a lot of flooding up here. So just before Christmas, we asked for it to be taken out. And glad we did. Really, there's been a few sunken boats around. And what we're doing today is we are just up checking everything before handover, so checking the thickness of the spray foam, measuring everything.
Marking the areas where things are going to go.
So just, if you're interested in that, just kind of stick around. We're just going to be doing tapery stuff.
Yeah, just planning.
Yeah, that's it. Here we go, we are actually on the boat. It's a bit dark, so we're just up to inspect it and to make sure that everything conforms and we can do acceptance. A walkthrough of the boat. So all portholes. And get these lovely windows. I thought the hatches were a bit low, but actually they're, from the inside, they're fine. Up here, got our frosted glass portholes, is where the bathroom's going to be. All the spray foam's done. There's our front windows, the vents at the side, which will vent down to the ground. And back again. Oh, this is going to be our new home. It's quite exciting. Yeah, that's a traditional walkthrough of the boat. We're going to spend some time marking it up, measuring it up, making sure it's all good. I made some steps while I was waiting for the boat. Temporary steps, and once everything's in, we'll make them look better with storage in them. But for now, from scrap supply that I had, we'll do the job. So all the spray foam, we've been through all the spray foam. It is all 25mm. There's a couple of bits that are blown.
Yeah. What would you do with that sleeve?
I don't know what to do about that.
What's the general?
I might have to cut it out.
Or just flatten it a little?
Well, it's absolutely solid. So there's a couple of blown bits.
You just sort of smooth it over and just kind of...
Cut it off, put some foam back on it and make sure that the foam's against... Yeah. Well, it implies that the foam isn't against the steel. So we want to make sure that...
you know, but you just tested it for the deck. Did you not feel that it wasn't an air?
It goes in quite quick. It's an air pocket. Right. But there's not many of them.
No. So there's one...
I don't know if that's a common thing or not. We'll ask Pete.
Yeah, what we need to do about that.
Now at this point, Roma wants me to point out that despite being a medical person, she did really, really, really resist the urge to squeeze that big pimple to see what kind of pus came out. Yeah, so it all looks okay. I mean, there's only one or two bits that are blown.
There's not that many.
There's a bit there.
There's another one there.
You know the difference?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's easy, just cut that wee bit out and put a bit of foam in it. Spray foam and vents put in here. And what I'll do is I'll duct them down to the bottom.
What do you mean?
I'll just run a bit of tube or something, bit of air duct down so we get low level air coming in.
Right.
That's easy enough. Now we're not having a bow thruster.
So we'll have to learn to steer the boat.
Well.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. That is completely dead space down there.
Trying to think what we could use it for.
Nothing, because the water tank's going to be in front of it.
Oh, is it so that set's blocked?
But the spray foam's pretty weak there. We'll have a wee chat with Pete about that.
So you cover that, so is that eventually, would you cover it with a bit of wood then have that, or that would stick, that would block it to a point? Would that block, where's that going to go?
It's going to block it.
Block it all the way?
So there's a couple of things that we need to, spray foam, it's not,
No, I know.
you know, it's good, but it's not, you can't be perfect with it. Right, so there, we forgot to cut back there.
Yeah,
Right, so if I'm putting a sheet of wood on there, that's just simple.
Would you trim it down and then
Aye, just a
would you
knife.
do it with a knife or
A knife.
Electric
Knife will do it.
Electric.
Bread knife, in fact. And then here, you know, we'll put some foam. You know, the cans of spray foam. There's a wee hole in there.
And then would you coat that with the rust?
Yeah.
Thing?
Yeah,
Rust,
the rust has got to that bit.
Just the two, doesn't it?
Okay, so look, we're going to put tongue and groove all the way down the side. When we originally did it, I was going to put just sheet supply. So the battening was done, you know, screw, off you go. But I think you want T&G now.
I think it looks much nicer.
Yeah, so
I know it's hard
we need to
work,
lift the
but-
T&G off the ground. So there's a bit of 18mm ply. And the reason we lift it off the ground is if we ever have to get the floor up, you know, we don't want it jammed in. So we lift it off the ground a wee bit and the T&G there. But I have to make sure, because we're going to have the cables. So the 240 volt, 230 volt will run along here.
Yeah.
So height wise, that's about right, because then we can drop the cable, like if we've got any 12 volt, and we will have some 12 volt here.
Yeah.
And drop the 12 volt cables behind there, but we're going to have to batten. Right, so we're going to have to run extra battens.
Well, once we start marking the areas, it'll be a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So we know exactly where
But, you know,
we're at.
made these the other day. Pete sent me some sizes, I've cut them to size. I just wanted to double check. So, we need either side 14 metres. That's just shy of a metre high. These are 120 wide. So it takes roughly 9 of these strips to make 1 metre.
Yeah.
So we'll need 14 times 9, 126. 126 bits of wood. You're asking me to sand, fill,
I'm not asking
paint.
you.
Well, you're bloody well doing it.
I'm not asking you solely to do it, but you need, you know.
Grandchild. Slave labour.
Okay, she's a bit
Right,
young.
so 126 bits either side. The 250 bits got to be
that's
primed, sanded, primed, any knots filled,
That's your job now.
screwed in.
That's to keep you busy. No procrastinating.
Take a bloody year.
No, it won't. Just have to be on it a day, every day.
But I like that. I think it's nicer than I've been toying with that tongue and groove.
No, let's
Moisture
do it.
resistant
Let's make
plywood.
it nice rather than just convenience. Just make it look nice.
It gives a bit of texture. I think the moisture resistant MDF.
It's very clear.
It's MDF. It's quick. It's reasonably cheap. But Doesn't hold screws well.
I think if you're trying to get a boat up and ready and out and sellable, that's what you do.
The MDF, it's only 10 sheets.
So that's the right
You do it in a day. Okay. And the nice thing about those MDF sheets is you can say to the lumberyard, I want 10, give them the size and they'll cut them to size and charge you a minimal fee.
Oh yeah, we go with that. Okay then.
So, right, decision made.
Decision is
but
made.
We need to put, we'll do 3, right? Put one there, one there, and then one at the bottom, just battens.
So you need to go and you need to put them up first then before you do anything.
So, taking our design document that I did, and we've seen in a previous vlog, we're just going to mark out everything on the walls.
Hi, we've marked some areas where obviously the space, we've divvied up the space of the boat for certain areas. So the first area is the bedroom area, which works out about 11 foot.
And that's to cover the 6 foot 3 inch bed,
yes.
A bit of space for the headboard and the cat bed.
Yeah.
And
the water tank as well, the water tank. Which
water tank will be under the bed.
Under the bed anyway, so that's that area. And then the next bit we're moving on to is the bathroom. Bathroom area works out about 6.5 feet dimensions. Obviously, you know, space for a shower and a cassette toilet, sink.
And so the actual internal dimensions of the bathroom will be about 6 foot. The 6.5 foot is to include the stud walls either side.
Okay. All right, excellent.
So we've marked that out.
Okay, moving on to the next area, we have the saloon, which works out about 9 foot dimensions. And obviously this is where sofa is going to be, television or stove, general living space.
So TV down here, got a nice got a nice 6 foot.
Nice sofa. Sofa which obviously can be a bed as well.
And we've got a stove.
And
but we've just noticed there's an extra rib where the stove
we might have to
chimney is going to go, so we need to have a quick chat with Pete about that. We might need to move the stove chimney about a bit, but I don't know what that rib is.
Yeah, so we just need to investigate
because all the other ribs are battened. I just don't know what that is.
Okay, so we need to check that bit out.
Okay, next bit.
And then the next bit, we have the dinette area with the lovely hatch windows either side, so dining space.
Yeah, so we have designed it so that the dinette, you can sit at the dinette and open up the duck hatches.
Be nice in the summer, and obviously glass panels so that we can still have the view, the traditional ones that.
And if you're interested, these are the Caldwell windows, aren't they? They're the 15% darkened privacy glass. So when you look at it from the outside, it just looks black and you can't see in. But there's a fair amount of light.
It's not too bad for light, actually.
Coming in, it's not too bad at all.
Absolutely not, no. Okay, all right, moving to the kitchen area.
Yeah, I know, an area you're completely unfamiliar with.
No, I'm more familiar than you think. The kitchen area, or
you know where the tin opener is?
The galley. Don't be cheeky. This is the galley area or the kitchen area, where we'll have the usual.
I've still not forgiven Scott. Our son Scott said he liked Roma's meatballs more than mine. It's really annoying because it's me that makes them.
No, absolutely not. You did not make them. Nope. So just butt out there. So here in this particular space, we have the usual cupboard space. There's the oven on the right hand side of the
oven will be
away from the window.
It's away from the window. I've got this thing about, and it's the same with building regulations. You don't put a window over your cooker. That way, when you're stretching to open up a window to let steam out.
You don't set fire to yourself.
So we've positioned the windows away from any cooking.
Windows.
That's it.
That's basically it. And then obviously...
The nice thing is that Soar Valley Steel Boats have built it to exactly our specification. We asked for a boat that was 45 foot internal dimension, and that's exactly what we've got.
Yeah, that's our living space is 45 foot.
It's brilliant.
We have
the widths that we asked for, the widths that we kind of worked out on the designs, absolutely perfect. Spot on.
And we've just measured that, obviously now, to see that they were correct.
Very happy. Right, so back home, thought I'd give a bit of an experiment with the wood and the priming. So as recommended by lots of people, I'm using Zinsser bin. It's touch dry in about 20 minutes, recoatable in about 45 minutes, but it's pretty cold here in the winter, so I'm going to give it an hour. And then I've been trying different rollers to see it will cover the knots, so you don't need knotting compound apparently. So with 250 strips of wood, you know, doing knotting compound and then doing primer and then top coat is a bit tedious. So I'm just trying out different ways. I'm also trying different rollers. So these are basic foam rollers for gloss, and these are simulated mohair rollers. Just the logic behind it is the foam rollers that are a bit bigger can take more paint and theoretically do it faster, but actually it's not working out like that. So I found a foam roller, and it's probably my painting because that Zinsser bin is really thin, so you don't need a lot, but I found it lots of runs, lots of mottling. So with a foam roller I think I'd have to sand between coats or be a bit more delicate and less ham-fisted with the painting. The mohair roller actually gives a much better finish, and these are just first coats, so I'll do a second coat. But there's no runs. But you can see there, like that knot will need another coat on it. So we're doing this just to follow on. If we are going to do the tongue and groove, it is going to be a lot of tongue and groove. So I want to make sure that the finish is the best we can get it. So Zinsser bin primer, simulated mohair or wool, really good quality wool rollers, I think will be best. 2 coats of it. That's the conclusion. So let me know in the comments what you've done, if anything, if you get any other ideas. But I think that's about it. So there you go, that's this week's video. Just as a catch up really at the end of this is that we had a long chat with the team at Soar Valley Steel Boats. All the defects are getting rectified next week, so we're kind of happy with that. Still no word on delivery, moving it to the fit out yard, but we're working on that too. What can you do? See you next time.